Day two. Day two of Tricks and Treats, you guys. I'm going to tag you again. It's going better this time. I'm spelling it. Hey Sandra. Now I'm going to see if I can do that. Yes, did not autocorrect to a weird language or anything. It's going so awesome. Wearing my tie today. It's not a tie, it's a scarf. I tied like a tie. We're ready for business. I'm in the Thanksgiving, the dust is settling after Thanksgiving. I've got people sleeping upstairs, so this might be the reason they wake up. Come down and see what I'm doing. Isn't that how it works? You go live and all of a sudden your husband is walking around in his underwear or something behind you. Just giving everybody a couple of minutes to find me. How was everybody's Thanksgiving? I guess not everybody's Canadian. The Americans, you got a ways to go yet. And the rest of the world doesn't even know what Thanksgiving is. They're like, what's that weird thing you do? Today, day two of Tricks and Treats. We're talking about doubt. I am sharing with you the tools of Talk to the Entities, a beautiful body of work created by Shannon O'Hara. It's such a gift to the world, really, such a gift to me. It's all about me. Made my life way easier. So I would love to share some stuff too, the tricks that I use to make my life easier in ways I didn't even know I was having a hard time. Yeah, we don't have Thanksgiving. Aww. Where are you from in the world? So, doubt. Doubt. Okay. What can we contribute today? What can we talk about today? What can you hear? What's really going to be a gift and make life better? And how can we get there? What can I say? Doubt is so intertwined with the spirit realm. Oh gosh, to call it the spirit realm already, right? Already there's all kinds of conclusions and assumptions and projections and expectations of what that means. So that's what we'll call it. And is it something more than that even? So doubt is so intertwined with the spirit realm that one of the hugest gifts that I've found personally for me, that as I started to pull it away, as I started to dismantle it there, just in that one topic, it just began to unravel in the rest of my life as well. The sun's coming around. If I'm here. Good morning, Claire. As I began to unravel it there, the ripple effect into the rest of my life has been such a huge gift. I was just reading about, I wasn't reading, gosh, I'm trying to make myself sound all smart. I wasn't reading. It was like some kind of like TikTok thing or something. In my TikTok university, I call it, about the Roman Empire, how the Roman Empire really wanted, when they were at their peak, they were looking to expand and really maintain being a world empire. So one of the steps that they took was they could not have their citizens becoming conscious, right? Conscious citizens don't just toe the line for the empire. So they took the step of becoming monotheistic, and the only way to that knowledge was through someone else then. So doubt has been infused into the spiritual realm, and I'm curious about why. Like, why? Why is it so important that we second guess ourselves? That we don't trust ourselves, that we don't know what we know? And what would happen if we did? Just even in that one area. Oh, the sun is getting me. I need to move back. Come with me, come with me. Okay, there we go. What would happen if we did? Like, really, just in your own life, and how would that ripple out into the world? So, doubt. The elements of an infinite being are being, knowing, perceiving, and receiving. And when you are doubting, you are undermining those elements. They're all intertwined together. They all flow and function together. So it's not like clear piles of, well, my knowing, I'm not going to trust my knowing, but I'm going to be all that I can be. It's not how, they all just swim together and flow together and strengthen each other. So when you step into trusting your perceiving, that's where the land of the spirit realm lives. It doesn't, you got to trust your perceiving. When you trust your knowing, when you trust your receiving and your being, they all flourish together. So how can you do that? Doubt and fear. I'm going to put fear in with this also. Doubt and fear are always, always, always I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted by messages. I'm going to turn my phone upside down. Doubt and fear are always, 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 always distractor implants. That's one of the tools of access consciousness. If you have a foundation manual, get in there and dig it out. There's information in there. There's a book, Living Beyond Distraction. I was going to bring it for show and tell, but I didn't. So distractor implants are things that are meant to distract you. Distract you from what? From your potency. You are so busy kind of trying to deal with this distraction that you never step up into your potency. And with these distractions, doubt and fear being two of them, you can spin your wheels eternally. You can never deal with them. So you can try to fix doubt, you can try to fix fear, you can sit on the side of the road and not move until you get them fixed, and you are never, ever, ever going to be able to fix them. So you're always going to be stalled out, waiting to get over your doubt, which you never will. So what do? Just one tool that you can use is just to destroy and uncreate all of the distractor implants at play here. Run the clearing statement if that's one of the tools in your toolkit, and then ask a question. That doubt is covering up and distracting you from your potency. So what is your potency? What am I strong? What are my gifts here? What am I really great at? What is the strength here that I'm being distracted from? What are my potencies? I've been, dabbling with humanoid capacities. Humanoid capacities are our magic that are so far beyond anything that can be described or understood. They're like our unique individual capacities, magic. So what humanoid capacity have I activated but not actualized yet? Everything that is, run the clearing statement. So start asking questions. I think of distractor implants like those sign spinning guys. Let's say he's in a really fancy sequin suit, got a tricked out sign that says, "Do not take one more step." Do not believe yourself. Um, and I don't know why, but sometimes I think of it like this. He's got a sign that says, do not, like, no gas for 10,000 miles. Do not drive 1 mile further. There are no supplies past this point. You will surely die. And he's spinning this sign. And so we stop to try to get ready and take care of everything that we're being warned about, but it's all just lies. We don't bother to ask any questions. So get curious, ask questions, and then you gotta hit the road, right? You're never gonna discover your potency um, sitting around admiring the beautiful car that you have. You gotta get it out on the road, make some choices, try some stuff. So we're talking really specifically about the entity realm. So you gotta just try trusting yourself and try not second guessing yourself. Um, so when you have that whiff of knowing, I was at the sink yesterday and I just had this, it was like someone just came up at the back of me, like uh, in a really weird way. Anyways, it's the best way to describe it. Whoosh! And I was like, what? I was startled, right? So I'm going to trust, right? So being startled is different than fear, right? Being startled, being like, hey guys, give me some space. That doesn't work for me. Don't startle me. And then turn towards that energy, that thing that's moving in the corner of your eye. Turn towards it. Energetically, you don't have to physically. They don't have bodies, so that's not necessary. And ask some questions, just like you would a person. And then trust yourself. Know what you know. Does anybody have any questions as we chit chat about doubt? It's a big topic. It's infiltrated so much of our lives, and really what you got to do is just get to work clearing it. All the distractor implants I play here, destroy and uncreate them. Run the clearing statement. There's a whole book, so good, so much change to be discovered in it. Living Beyond Distraction, written by Gary Douglas and Dr. Dane here. So you can dive into that. And your foundation manual, another great resource. And then I can't, for me, Talk to the Entities classes have been such a gift because it gave me a place to start to flex those muscles of trusting myself. Claire, thank you. I'll get to that in a second. Flexing that muscle of trusting myself with entities, because it's really just like no one can validate what I know there anyways. Oh, that's really cool. No one can validate what you know about entities, so it's a great place to start to know what you know, be what you be, perceive what you perceive, receive what you can receive. So Karen says I did an entity clearing for my cough, and within minutes, had to do it again. Yeah, sometimes it takes a little persistence. You know how they say you teach people how to treat you? So it's the same with entities. You have to be the leader and you have to teach them to give you some space and what your boundaries are. So one of the tools that works with difficulty sleeping is doing what they call business hours in the Talk to the Entities manual. So that sounds very official with the word business in there. It just means when you're awake, get present, set aside a time. It can be, 5 minutes every day. It can be once a week for 30 seconds. It could be a specific time, or it could be like every time I do the dishes or every time I go for the walk. That's when entities are invited to come and talk to me, and you just tune in to who's around you, And you just ask, like, is there anything I can contribute? Is there anything that anyone wants to contribute to me? And you have the conversations while you're awake and present. Lots of those conversations, these are entities. Gosh, we're in a whole whole long thing here, guys. Um, it's going to happen energetically. Like when I say turn towards them, when you put your attention on them, they might not have words that you can understand. We're going to talk about confusion tomorrow, so tune in for more on that tomorrow. But when you energetically put your attention on them and drop your barriers, so much of this can happen without words. So that can help clear up when you're having difficulty sleeping. You've really got to get to work during the day and put your presence on it. Put your presence on it, but not your focus, right? This isn't like a test that you've got to write where you've got to like dial in. Sometimes it can help to it helps me if I'm like playing some kind of like, what do you call that, spider solitaire or something like that, where my mind has a little bit of something to focus on, and then I can get beyond my mind and into my being, my knowing, my perceiving, and my receiving, because those are the elements that are being requested here. It can also help to move your body. That's a little bit of a distraction for your mind. If you're outside moving, it can help just move and facilitate those energies. So sometimes it's not a matter of more focus, it's a matter of more presence. And how many balls can you be juggling at one time to give you, to really like start to maximize your presence. That's not the right word, not maximize, but expand your presence. Sometimes more balls in the air gives us more presence because we're not as dialed in with our mind. How do you know when to stop clearing? Again, we're in that realm of being, knowing, perceiving, and receiving. So I will clear until sometimes I just forget about it, right? I was like, oh yeah, I was clearing that and I forgot. I guess, right? Like that's an indicator that I did what was required. So sometimes I will get bored with it. I will move on to something else. So you stop when it feels like time to stop. And that can take more than just like, oh, like 3 times. Stuff can clear really quickly, but sometimes it requires a little bit more of you. And that can happen a little bit every day. It doesn't have to all be in one swoop. So really be curious and clear for as long as it's fun. That's it. You know, it's an art, not a science. And tomorrow we're going to dive into that confusion. So we'll talk more about these kind of questions tomorrow as well. So I hope that's helpful, but really it does take some doing and some time. So get those tools and get using them, and then give it the space to change. That space can seem like time, but you're giving it space. You're reorganizing your environment, your entire environment, the entire environment of what is unseen. And so that can take some diligence. But what else are you going to do? And that diligence really has, for me, really paid off, right? So I've been at this for years now. Like, let's just take with my home. And I live in the country, so all this surrounding area, it is just so beautiful and nurturing to me. And it still requires attention. That whole environment is something I'm continually tending to. And there comes a place, a time where you can really start to sense that work paying off. So get to work. Thank you guys. We will see you tomorrow. Oh, wait a minute. I'm just gonna pop that link in here if you want to sign up for the free call that I'm doing on the 13th, Friday the 13th. Woo! And you can sign up for it there. I'll throw your name in the hat for a free session with me. I've been doing lots of space clearing sessions, oddly, with one-on-ones lately. So we can use it for whatever, though. Okay, thank you guys. Mwah, mwah, mwah. We will see you tomorrow.